There's a secret illness that hides behind perfect resumes, flawless smiles, and color-coded calendars. It doesn't make you cough, it makes you crumble. It's called perfectionism, the only psychological disorder society still rewards with applause. This isn't about trying your best. It's about trying to be bulletproof in a world made of chaos and breaking down quietly when the math doesn't work. Because behind every high achiever is someone who mistakes control for worth. So today, we're pulling apart the myth of perfection and why it's not a superpower, but a malfunction. Let's get right into it. Number 10, the disease that gets you promoted. Perfectionism doesn't look sick. It looks successful. It's the CEO who sleeps 4 hours a night, the designer who re-edits the same pixel, the student who cries over a 97. Society calls them driven. Psychologists call them chronically unsafe. The brain of a perfectionist runs on conditional worth, the idea that love, safety, and identity depend on flawless performance. That's not motivation. That's survival mode in a suit. Every win gives a dopamine hit, but it fades fast. So they chase another and another until even rest feels wrong. It's not ambition anymore. It's addiction disguised as discipline. And the cruel twist, the system rewards it. You get praise, promotions, followers, all while slowly losing the ability to feel enough. Perfectionism is capitalism's favorite parasite. It eats you from the inside, but looks great on your LinkedIn. Number 9, the high of control, the hangover of doubt. Perfectionists don't crave excellence. They crave control, the illusion that if everything's perfect, nothing can hurt them. But control is a sugar high. It tastes like power, crashes like panic. You check word, ray your check, fix, polish, and instead of confidence, you get noise. Thus are you because your brain doesn't see done, it sees almost. Psychologists call it analysis paralysis, but it's really just self-protection theater. You delay finishing because finishing means judgment. If it's never done, it can never be criticized. So you stay trapped, perfecting drafts no one will read, planning projects you'll never start, chasing a piece that only exists when you stop trying to earn it. Perfectionism isn't about standards. It's about fear, and fear has a terrible work ethic. Number 8, the inner critic, your brain's personal tyrant. Every perfectionist lives with a dictator, and it's in their own skull. It whispers before every decision. You could have done better. They're ahead of you. Don't rest. They'll catch up. This voice doesn't yell, it negotiates. It offers safety in exchange for self-loathing. And the deal sounds reasonable. If I suffer a little now, I'll feel secure later. Except later never comes. This inner critic is built from old survival instincts, a system designed to keep you alert to danger. But in a modern world, danger isn't a tiger. It's disappointment. So your brain stalks it like prey. The result? You start confusing self-awareness with self-attack. Every reflection turns into an autopsy. And the smarter you are, the better your critic gets at weaponizing logic. It doesn't scream. It presents data. Number 7, the myth of discipline. Perfectionists love the word discipline. It sounds noble, like control wrapped in self-respect. But most of what people call discipline is actually fear management. You don't wake up at 5 a.m. because you love mornings. You wake up at 5 a.m. because resting makes you anxious. Because somewhere deep down, you believe that if you ever stop proving yourself, you'll disappear. The obsession with optimization, the endless life hacks, the constant self-measurement, that's not growth. That's insecurity turned into a productivity app. True discipline isn't about control. It's about trust, the ability to stop and believe things won't fall apart without you. But perfectionists don't trust. They only track. So they call burnout momentum and anxiety focus until their body does what their brain refuses to and shuts down. Number 6, the collapse of high performers. Here's the dark truth. Perfectionists don't burn out because they're weak. They burn out because they never learned how to stop winning. When your identity depends on performance, rest feels like death. Because who are you if you're not doing? That's why high achievers often crash in private. They'll hit every deadline, meet every target, post every success, then crumble alone when the applause fades. Psychologists call this achievement fatigue, a cycle where success no longer satisfies, but failure still terrifies. Your nervous system can't tell the difference between chasing danger and escaping it. So it does both, constantly. That's not motivation. That's trauma with a to-do list. And the cruelest part, the better you get, the smaller the room for error becomes, until perfection isn't a goal anymore. It's the only thing keeping you from disappearing. Number 5, de le wallet minemasia. When pressure feels like purpose. Here's the most dangerous part of perfectionism. After a while, pressure feels good. The anxiety, for a year, the deadlines, the exhaustion, they become familiar. Not pleasant, but safe. Because your brain starts confusing tension for meaning, you feel alive only when something's at stake. When you're racing, fixing, striving. So when peace finally arrives, it feels wrong, like silence after years of static. That's why high performers can't relax on vacation, can't stop checking their phones, can't just be. The quiet makes them itch. Because underneath all the achievements, they've built an identity that only exists under pressure. And when the pressure's gone, there's nothing left to hold the shape. So they go looking for the next project, the next crisis, the next mountain, not because they want to climb it, but because they can't remember who they are without falling. Number 4, when high standards become self-sabotage, perfectionists love control until it turns against them. They polish ideas until they vanish, rewrite sentences until the soul disappears, and turn ambition into avoidance. You don't launch the project, you refine it. You don't speak up, you wait until it's ready. You don't rest, you optimize recovery. That's not excellence. That's fear in a tuxedo. And when perfectionists fail, they don't recover, they implode. Because they never built the muscle for failure, every mistake feels like a personal apocalypse. Perfectionism is self-sabotage in slow motion. It convinces you that if you can't do it flawlessly, you shouldn't do it at all. And that's how talent dies quietly. Not from lack of ability, but from the impossible standard of its own potential. Number 3, the paradox of almost perfect. Here's the cruel twist. Perfection is never reachable, but it's always visible. There's always one more edit, one more fix, one more thing you could have done better. It's like chasing the horizon, beautiful, endless, and designed to keep you walking forever. That's the paradox of perfection. It promises peace at the finish line, then moves the finish line every time you blink. So even when perfectionists achieve something extraordinary, they can't feel it because satisfaction requires acceptance. And perfectionism doesn't allow that. It's like trying to celebrate while your brain keeps whispering, but look, that one corner isn't straight. You don't notice your victories, you audit them. And in the end, the pursuit of flawless becomes the most efficient way to destroy joy. Number 2, the quiet breakdown. When perfection finally collapses, it doesn't explode. It leaks. It shows up as I'm just tired, as I need a break. That somehow never happens, as silence in conversations, as staring at screens too long, as crying without a reason you can name. Because burnout doesn't feel like fire. It feels like nothing. That's the final stage of perfectionism. Emotional numbness. Your brain stops rewarding effort because the goalposts moved too many times. And now, during years, even success feels like static. You don't fail dramatically, you just stop caring. That's not laziness. That's your mind surrendering to the impossible. When perfectionism wins, life becomes maintenance, and you, the performer, the recessor, the overthinker, the achiever, become the machine you built. Number 1, the cure. Learning to be average on purpose. Here's the truth no one tells you. Freedom isn't doing everything perfectly. It's being able to do something badly and live. Because the real rebellion against perfectionism isn't laziness. It's self-trust. To post the draft anyway, to rest without earning it, to finish something even if it's ugly, that's not mediocrity. That's recovery. Being average on purpose means letting the world see your cracks and realizing nothing breaks. The world doesn't end. People don't vanish. You don't lose your worth. You just lose the illusion that perfection was keeping you safe. So the next time your brain whispers, make it perfect, try replying, make it real. Because perfection isn't the highest form of excellence. It's just the prettiest form of fear. That's all for today. If this video hit a little too close to home, good. That means you're human. I'll be making more videos like this, exploring the hidden psychology of success, fear, and the dark side of doing well. Subscribe to Hidden Reflex, where we don't teach you how to be perfect. We teach you how to stop trying.